Hey guys, it's Tori from Calypso Creative Planning, and I've got a new book journal with me video to share with you and a special announcement that's coming up at the end of this video. So make sure that you stay tuned for that because you don't want to miss out on a discount code. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so this is my 2021 Teal book journal, and I'm going to be doing a spread for this book. This is Reveal Me. It's part of the Shatter Me series, and it's one of the novellas, so it's novella number 4, but part of the series, it's 5.5. And I decided for this one, I wanted to get rid of the lines and try something different with my notes. So I'm going to do a screenshot of the page so that I get that same paper texture and the color and put that over it. But once I did that, I realized that there's a slight color difference between the left side and the right side. So to get around that, I'm going to go to the blank page template and do a screenshot with the Lasso Me tool. Is it Lasso Me? No, it's not Lasso Me. What is that? The Lasso tool. It's not all about me. Anyway, so grabbing the right side of the page, and I'm going to use that to cover up the lines because I want to play around with different spacing and not have to be stuck in the lines on the page. And because you guys know, most of my notes tend to like run over anyways, so it's gonna give me a consistent look. If I just had a few notes, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but you know, I always have a lot of notes. And there was some weird little, I don't know if it was part of the background texture or something at the corner, so I just cropped that. But there you go. Now I can bring the cover back in and start putting in my notes. So, and by the way, I'm doing my covers, I'm getting those with a screenshot on the Kindle app on my iPad. So the covers, the graphics for those covers, so much better than doing a screenshot from the Amazon listing page. So that is a good tip there. And the font that I'm using for this spread is called Ashland, and it's one of my new fonts in my shop. Yes, I made some fonts. I've talked about these before, but this is a new one. It's called Ashland. And I like it. It has that little, you know, the scriptiness. And I'm going to start out with the first stickers of this spread. These are the foiled star rating stickers from Ink and Pine. And I'm going to pull in this gold one. And I think I still have an active discount code for Ink and Pine. I'm not sure. Try the code Calypso. If it works, then you get a discount. If it doesn't work, then you were going to buy it anyways. So there you go. All right, so I have got my my color that I'm choosing here, and I'm just going to type this out. And once I get the sizing the way that I want it, then I can, you know, when I know what looks good, then I can set it as default so that my notes are going to go in that with those same settings here on out. And I change my default settings for text over and over again, just depending on what I need. Because, you know, sometimes working on a black page and sometimes working on a white page and sometimes I'm doing titles and sometimes I'm doing notes and whatever. So change your default settings for your text as you need them, and it just makes things so much easier. And I don't know if I said this, but I said it in my head. I don't know if I said it in this particular video, but most of my book journaling has been done in Note Shelf for the entire year of 2021, but I'm still having some weird text issues and I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm kind of going back and forth between GoodNotes and Note Shelf right now because I am not writing all these notes out by hand. I am just not doing that. I collect too many notes. I am not writing them out. So typing them out or using, the copy and paste thing to get my notes is so much easier. And if the text tool is not working for me, a note shelf is not going to benefit me. So since the majority of everything is still in note shelf for, my book journal, I can always just set up this page and then copy it and paste it into note shelf so that I'm still consistent for the year. But I think I probably will be switching my book journaling back to GoodNotes for 2022. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I will. So working out the kinks of how to get my notes in here. If you watch my last book journaling video, then you notice that when I go to my email and go to my Kindle Notes label, that the notes that I export from my Kindle, my highlights, it comes in two different formats. One is a spreadsheet and one is a PDF. So the spreadsheet is what I've been copying from, but I'm going to show you guys another technique that, if you remember from my last one where I was switching back to GoodNotes for book journaling, when I paste this in, it comes in small. It doesn't come in with my default text settings. So in my last video, I pasted it and then fixed my formatting and then pasted the next one, fixed my formatting, and so on and so on. So with this one, I decided I'm just going to paste them all in, get them all in, and then do all the formatting at the end. But at the end of this, well, not at the end of this video, because that's where a little teaser is coming in. But after I get done with this spread, I decided to test a little theory that I had and see if there was another way to import these notes in and keep my formatting so I wouldn't have to change it over and over again. So I'm going to show you how I figured that out, how to do what I had been doing with Note Shelf, where I pasted in my notes and it went with my default text settings. So I figured out how to do that in GoodNotes, because this is just, it works, but I feel like it takes longer because I have to go and set all my formatting for each individual note. This one's not so bad. There's, just a few notes, but sometimes I have book journaling notes that are just ridiculously long. I have a lot. Because the books are great and I love my notes. But doing this and having to set the font and set the size. And by the way, what is up with the latest GoodNotes update where they've gotten rid of the recent fonts used? Now I have to search through my whole list all over again every single time I need to change my font. What's up with that? Has anyone else noticed that? There used to be a recent list at the top, and now it's no, you have to go all the way through all of them and pick your font. Well, Ashlyn is at the top. My other font I use a lot is Wilson. It's at the bottom. You know how annoying that is? Especially if I want to use Wilson for my headers and Ashlyn for my notes. I mean, why can't I have my recents? GoodNotes. If you're watching my video, you're probably not, but if you are, hey, if you're watching, give us back the recents. Why are the recents gone? I want my recents back. And that makes me think of Reese's. Now I want some Reese's. No, it's early in the morning. We can't be doing that. Okay. Anyways, okay, so I got my notes. I'm setting up my formatting. And some of these, like this one, there was different people talking, so I wanted to separate those. And I realized later that there was a couple others that were like that, so I needed to do that for those. But I love using this font. I know I'm all over the place. It's okay. You guys should be used to that by now. But I love using this font because it just feels like that I have scribbled my notes in my journal, right? It has that very handwritten thing. I could never replicate this on a regular basis. It's one thing to create this font one letter at a time and then figure out all of the letter spacing so that they all connect like that. That was kind of a pain. I hope you guys appreciate it because I do. I think it looks great. I'm really happy with this font, but if I were to try to write pretty like this all the time, no, it would not be happening. Like, no. I mean, you guys have seen me scribble in my notes. It does not look like that pretty. I mean, obviously, when I'm scribbling in my notes and it's converting it to text, I don't really care what it looks like, because as long as GoodNotes can read it and can convert it, that's all that matters. But yeah, pretty font. Okay, so as you can see, my notes are starting. I've got one note left there at the bottom that's not fitting. So I've got to resize my cover a little bit. Sometimes that cover gets really small with how many notes I have. And since we're in digital, you know, I could always come in here and resize my font. That's another way to do this. That's something you can't do with paper planning. So one of these days, I swear I'm going to do like a video or a blog post or both, where I talk about, you know, the benefits of digital planning over paper planning, because paper planning is where I came from, and I love paper planning. Happy planner all the way, right? Because you could really just like Franken-plan the crap out of that. And that's what I did. It's Franken-planning when I did Happy Planner. So now with my page templates, that's basically what I'm doing now, but digital. But one of these days I'll do a blog post about that, or video, or both, because you can't resize your text if you're in a paper planner. You have to go to another page. So with digital, I can resize. I can do my little highlights. He's perfectionist right there. Let's move that line. But it's just so good. But as you can see, I still need to like move things around. It's not quite right. So since I have different people talking in some of these quotes, I decided to use the little highlighter tool to designate each one. But then obviously that's when I realized, hey, this is another one of those quotes that needs to be separated, which means there's not enough room. So that means I need to resize things again. The beauty of digital planning, people. The beauty of digital planning. So I decided, let's make the cover just a little bit smaller and try to fit in some quotes up here so that I could, you know, highlight. It's not like a, you know, like a run-on paragraph. We don't want that. We want it to actually look like, you know, there's two people talking in some of these quotes. So this is just an easy way to do that, so that I can just kind of like separate those things. And you guys, I like doing my quotes. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's a little tangent for you. Did anyone else have issues with Amazon yesterday? I thought that my Kindle was about to die. I mean, I love this thing. I have the Kindle Oasis, and I absolutely love this. This is the new book I'm reading. It's a advanced copy from Julia Sykes. Shout out to Julia. Love her. She's awesome. Anyway, so I thought my Kindle was dying yesterday because I couldn't get my highlights to export, because I finished a book yesterday morning and I couldn't get my highlights to export. And then I ended up, I couldn't get this book to get on my Kindle. And then I couldn't get a couple new books that I bought to download to my Kindle. It was a pain in the butt. And then I realized later on that night that it wasn't just me. It wasn't my Kindle. Amazon had like crazy issues. I mean, it's Amazon. We expect Amazon not to have issues, right? But it did. But it's back. I got my book. It's okay. I was reading on BookFunnel until I got this back, but it's fine. It's here. I got it. We are back. Okay. Side note done. If you had issues, let me know. Did you freak out? Okay. Anyway, so let's decorate this page. This is my new winter sparkle paper note set, and I wanted to pull in these purples. Yeah, that's a daily spread. Ignore that. I wanted to pull in these purples because, I mean, this cover is freaking gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. I don't know who is doing her cover art, but the whole series is just fantastic. Oh, the covers are just beautiful. But I wanted to pull in these pinks and purples, and so I thought these notes would be great because it's got this soft purple that's totally in there. A little bit of sparkle in there, so it totally matches. And then I wanted some accessories. So I went to the matching winter sparkle accessory bundle, and I thought, okay, what can I use from this? And then I thought, what about this quote? I love this quote, and I thought, how fun would it be to put that on a piece of this scrap paper? So I am pulling in this scrap paper. Oh, I don't think I said this earlier, but since I used that image to cover up my lines, to move my notes around, I had to turn off the image selection tool. So that's why I'm having to turn it back on to do this. So turn that on and off as you need it. Handy trick. But so I thought this would be cool to layer up these notes. Obviously, I have to change the color and everything, but that's easy. You can just select it and say color, change it to white. So look how pretty that looks on this little scrap paper. I think that looks great. So then the highlighter doesn't really show up too good on that. So I'm using the pen tool and just doing little scribbles. And oh, look at that. It is coming together. It is coming together. But let's pull in some more sparkles. So I didn't want to use the light purple one because it's the same sparkles at the bottom of that Post-it note. So I went with the dark purple and the stars. How cute is that? And then I thought I want some washi to go along with it. And then I thought I want to make it look like this is like paper clipped. The book cover is like paper clipped. So I need to pull in both of those. Let's go with the light purple for the paper clip. And how fun is that it looks like the cover is just like paper clipped right there and there. I like it, right? That's fun. But I wanted some washi. And this has got the purple and the teal, and I liked it. I think the purple would be good, but I wanted to pull in some of that pink because it felt like we needed that balance, right? So this is the Winter Fantasy set. And why do I keep clicking on that notebook? That is not the one I'm in. Anyway, so this pulls in the pink from the book cover and then the teal from the book journal. And I think that works well, but I still want to pull in some pink. So the pink little paper clips work really well here. And then I thought, let's pull in this little pink little paper note and we can layer that up, but we have to use the image tool to move that circle sticker out of the way. Select that, cut and paste, and now it's layered up properly. If you're working in Note Shelf, you can just like tell it to go to the front or the back, and that just layers up so good right there. And that's it. It's done. I love it. I think it's so pretty. But then this is where, whenever I was doing this, I thought, well, let's test out this other theory that I have of how we can get these notes in here. Oh, wait. Damn it, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's change this first. Changing the text box to have like a color, and so it's formatted a little bit differently. So it's got this color. Let that stand out so I don't do another Post-it note. Okay, anyways, blah, 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 blah. It's pretty. Love that. Okay, is that it? Am I ahead of myself again? Oh, see? There you go. Turn off image selection to move that bad boy over a little bit. All right, get on with it. You guys want to see this? You guys want to see this? I thought I knew where I was at in my recording. Well, dang, I'm just like all over the place, aren't I? Oh, my coffee's not kicking in here. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's get on to this other theory that I had. Okay. So, yes. Okay, here's my theory. I opened up a blank page template just so I could test this theory out. And I'm going to choose the text tool. And I'm going to set my color and I'm choosing a large size just because I just want you guys to see it. Setting the default. And we're going to go back to that email. And remember I said it came with a spreadsheet version and a PDF version. So this is the PDF version. And I'm going to copy the notes and paste it and see if it goes in and keeps my formatting. And look, it does. Look at that. So this is how I tested out my theory. So the next book journaling thing that I do, I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to copy the notes from the PDF instead of the spreadsheet. And I honestly don't know why it's doing that differently. But that is your workaround, how you can keep your formatting and not have to like double back. So to show you what I mean, this is the spreadsheet version, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm doing everything the exact same way. It's just the source of where I'm pulling it from, I guess. But see how that didn't keep my formatting? It just like overwrote my formatting, my default settings. I don't know why, but it's all tiny. We don't want the tiny because then we got to change it. So that is your workaround, right? And okay, all right. So I'm looking at my notes, and you ready for something special? Here's the big reveal. Looky here. Look, look, look. This is the 2022 version of my book journal. It is out now, officially out in the shop. It's so freaking pretty. Someone requested the color scheme that I did for the Spooky Glam collection in my shop. And so this is what I came up with. So it's so freaking pretty. I love it. I'm super excited to use it. I cannot wait to start using it. And if you guys want me to do, like, I made some updates. See, here's some updates on who to follow and want to read. Most everything is the same. I did make some updates on some fonts and colors and everything like that. The rating is a little bit different on the journal pages, but the days on the monthly calendar links to a journal page. You still have your 4 sections. But if you guys want me to do an in-depth video on this, I can. No problem, because I'm super excited about using this. But I updated some page templates, so you got some new ones there. Like 3 new ones, galleries, book series page, a new collage page. So super excited. It's in the shop. If you bought yours last year and want to upgrade, reach out. I'll give you a discount code. Okay. All right. Bye. That's it. Bye.